readers, welcome to another edition of Fabulous First Chapter. Miss Duncan here, and if you're in my class, you have heard me talk about this book, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the first installment in a series of 3 books that I know of, and the second one is already out. I've read both of them, could not put them down. As soon as I found out the second one had been published, I had to have it. And this book is an action, adventure, fantasy with some magic and folklore, all wrapped into a fast-paced plot. And the author, Tomi Adeyemi, based this novel and the characters on her West African heritage in the country Nigeria. That's not the actual setting, but that was kind of the basis for her ideas. And similar to the book Refugee, which I read the first chapter to you in a previous video, this book has multiple narrators and varying perspectives, but it starts off with the protagonist, who is a girl named Zaylee. So other little warning for you right here. The first chapter happens to be the longest chapter in this entire book. And to keep this, around 10 minutes, I cannot read you the entire first chapter. So just know that I'm going to have to stop part way, and you can't be mad at me. Okay? Deal? Here we go. This is Children of Blood and Bone, Chapter 1, Zaylee. Pick me. It's all I can do not to scream. I dig my nails into the marula oak of my staff and squeeze to keep from fidgeting. Beads of sweat drip down my back, but I can't tell if it's from dawn's early heat or from my heart slamming against my chest. Moon after moon, I've been passed over. Today can't be the same. I tuck a lock of snow-white hair behind my ear and do my best to sit still. As always, Mama Agba makes the selection grueling, staring at each girl just long enough to make us squirm. Her brows knit in concentration, deepening the creases in her shaved head. With her dark brown skin and muted kaftan, Mama Agba looks like any other elder in the village. You would never guess a woman her age could be so lethal. Yemi clears her throat at the front of the Ahiri, a not-so-subtle reminder that she's already passed this test. She smirks at us as she twirls her hand-carved staff, eager to see which one of us she gets to defeat in our graduation match. Most girls cower at the prospect of facing Yemi, but today I crave it. I've been practicing and I'm ready. I know I can win. Zaylee? Mama Agba's weathered voice breaks through the silence. A collective exhale echoes from the 15 other girls who weren't chosen. The name bounces around the woven walls of the Reed Ahiri until I realize Mama Agba's called me. Really? Mama Agba smacks her lips. I can choose someone else. No! I scramble to my feet and bow quickly. Thank you, Mama. I'm ready. The sea of brown faces parts as I move through the crowd. With each step, I focus on the way my bare feet drag against the reeds of Mama Agba's floor, testing the friction I'll need to win this match and finally graduate. When I reach the black mat that marks the arena, Yemi is the first to bow. She waits for me to do the same, but her gaze only stokes the fire in my core. There's no respect in her stance, no promise of a proper fight. She thinks because I'm a diviner, I'm beneath her. She thinks I'm going to lose. Bow, Zaylee. Though the warning is evident in Mama Agba's voice, I can't bring myself to move. This close to Yemi, the only thing I see is her luscious black hair, her coconut brown skin, so much lighter than my own. Her complexion carries the soft brown of Orishans who've never spent a day laboring in the sun, a privileged life funded by hush coin from a father she never met. Some noble who banished his illegitimate daughter to our village in shame. I pushed my shoulders back and thrust my chest forward. straightening, though I need to bend. Yemi's features stand out in the crowd of diviners adorned with snow-white hair. Diviners who've been forced to bow to those who look like her time and time again. Zaylee, do not make me repeat myself. But Mama, bow or leave the ring. You're wasting everyone's time. With no other choice, I clench my jaw and bow, making Yemi's insufferable smirk blossom. Was that so hard? Yemi bows again for good measure. If you're gonna lose, do it with pride. Muffled giggles break out among the girls, quickly silenced by a sharp wave of Mama Agba's hand. I shoot them a glare before focusing on my opponent. We'll see who's giggling when I win. Take position. We back up to the edge of the mat and kick our staffs up from the ground. Yemi's sneer disappears as her eyes narrow. Her killer instinct emerges. We stare each other down, waiting for the signal to begin. I worry Mama Agba will drag this out forever, when at last she shouts, "Commence!" And instantly I'm on the defensive. Before I can even think of striking, Yemi whips around with the speed of a chitonere. Her staff swings over her head one moment and at my neck the next. Though the girls behind me gasp, I don't miss a beat. Yemi may be fast, but I can be faster. When her staff nears, I arch as far as my back will bend, dodging her attack. I'm still arched when Yemi strikes again, this time slamming her weapon down with the force of a girl twice her size. I throw myself to the side, rolling across the mat as her staff smacks against its reeds. Yemi rears back to strike again as I struggle to find my footing. Zaylee? Mama Agba warns, but I don't need her help. In one smooth motion, I roll to my feet and thrust my shaft upward, blocking Yemi's next blow. Our staffs collide with a loud crack. The reed walls shudder. My weapon is still reverberating from the blow when Yemi pivots to strike at my knees. I push off my front leg and swing my arms for momentum, cartwheeling in midair. As I flip over her outstretched staff, I see my first opening, my chance to be on the offensive. Huh! I grunt, using the momentum of the aerial to land a strike of my own. Come on! Yemi's staff smacks against mine, stopping my attack before it even starts. Patience, Zaylee, Mama Agba calls out. It is not your time to attack. Observe, react, wait for your opponent to strike. I stifle my groan but nod, stepping back with my staff. You'll have your chance, I coach myself. Just wait your turn. That's right, Zell. Yemi's voice dips so low only I can hear it. Listen to Mama Agba. Be a good little maggot. And there it is. That word. That miserable, degrading slur. Whispered with no regard. Wrapped in that arrogant smirk. Before I can stop myself, I thrust my staff forward, only a hair from Yemi's gut. I'll take one of Mama Agba's infamous beatings for this later. But the fear in Yemi's eyes is more than worth it. Hey! Though Yemi turns to Mama Agba to intervene, she doesn't have time to complain. I twirl my staff with a speed that makes her eyes widen before launching into another attack. This isn't the exercise! Yemi shrieks, jumping to evade my strike at her knees. Mama! Must she fight your battles for you? I laugh. Come on, Yem. If you're gonna lose, do it with pride. Rage flashes in Yemi's eyes like a bullhorned lioness ready to pounce. She clenches her staff with a vengeance. Now the real fight begins. The walls of Mama Agba's Zahiri hum as our staffs smack again and again. We trade blow for blow in search of an opening, a chance to land that crucial strike. I see an opportunity when, I stumble back and hunch over, wheezing as nausea climbs up my throat. For a moment, I worry Yemi's crushed my ribs, but the ache in my abdomen quells that fear. Halt! No, I interrupt, Mama Agba, voice hoarse. I force air into my lungs and use my staff to stand up straight. I'm okay. I'm not done yet. Zaylee? Mama starts, but Yemi doesn't wait for her to finish. She speeds toward me, hot with fury, her staff only a finger's breadth from my head. As she rears back to attack, I spin out of her range. Before she can pivot, I whip around, ramming my staff into her sternum. Ah! Yemi gasps. Her face contorts in pain and shock as she reels backward from my blow. No one's ever struck her in one of Mama Agba's battles. She doesn't know how it feels. Before she can recover, I spin and thrust my staff into her stomach. I'm about to deliver the final blow when the russet sheets covering the Hiri's entrance fly open. Bisi runs through the door, her white hair flying behind her. Her small chest heaves up and down as she locks eyes with Mama Agba. "What is it?" Mama asks. Tears gather in Bisi's eyes. "I'm sorry," she whimpers. "I fell asleep. I wasn't..." "Spit it out, child." "They're coming," Bisi finally exclaims. "They're close. They're almost here." For a moment, I can't breathe. I don't think anyone can. Fear paralyzes every inch of our beings. Then the will to survive takes over. "Quickly," Mama Agba hisses. "We don't have much time." I pull Yemi to her feet. She's still wheezing, but there's no time to make sure she's okay. I grab her staff and rush to collect the others. The Ahiri erupts in a blur of chaos as everyone races to hide the truth. Chapter 1 keeps going, but I'm going to have to stop you there with that cliffhanger. Who's coming in? Who's interrupting the graduation match? And what does that mean for Zaylee and the girls and Mama Agba? So, Children of Blood and Bone, everyone. As you can see, it's fast-paced, it's action-packed, and it might be the book for you. Happy reading, and thanks for watching.